What is up, everyone? Welcome to Jen's Magic and Mischief. I'm Jen, your newest ghost hostess and Ravenclaw mama, and today we have a huge announcement. Jen's Magic and Mischief is going cruising on the Disney Dream. Yes, you heard that correctly. Jen's Magic and Mischief is going on our very first cruise with the Disney Dream. So we're talking cruise details, registration, C19 PreBoard Prep, our preliminary itinerary, and I'm gonna tell you about all the restaurants and bars that are aboard the Disney Dream. And so before I unpack all of this awesome Disney Cruise Line information for you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to be a part of the family, and hit that notification bell because we have tons of Disney Cruise vlogs coming your way. So first up, cruise details. So we are doing a 5-night Western Caribbean cruise out of the Port of Miami. So we'll be driving from Orlando all the way to Miami, and we're gonna spend 2 nights in Miami before we start our cruise. And so before we get into all of the other details, I know everyone is gonna wanna know how much was it. So for us, luckily, my husband is a travel agent, so we got an incredible, could not pass up deal. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. On to registration. So registration for the cruise is 30 days prior, and let me tell you, it was stressful. So the website, I don't know, didn't have enough bandwidth or something, because we had to switch back and forth between the laptop and our phone to get the registration complete. So during the registration, you have to upload your passport photos, you have to upload like a selfie picture of yourself, and then for the baby, we had to upload a picture of her and a picture of her birth certificate. And you have to upload a picture of your driver's license. And so what made it stressful is that we just kept getting like the loop that it was loading and loading and loading. So then we would switch to the phone, and then we would be able to get a couple steps done, and then that will go loading, loading, loading. Then we switch back to the computer and get a couple steps done until finally we finished the whole registration process. But then at the end, there was no like, hooray, you completed your registration. It just kind of looped you back to the front page and said that your registration, that you're all set to go. But it was just kind of confusing because we were like, is that it? Is there anything missing? Because we also had one step that said pending approval. So it was just kind of all nerve-wracking, but at the end, we got it all done. Up next, C19 PreBoard Prep. So since we are in the times of C19, that's what I'm gonna call it because I don't want my videos getting flagged. There's a lot that you have to do before you board. So 15 days prior to your cruise, you need to upload your vaccination cards if you're vaccinated. For baby, the baby has to be tested with a PCR test 3 days prior to the cruise, and vaccinated guests or guests in general need to be tested 2 days prior to cruising. So at first we kind of freaked out about getting the baby tested because we were like, okay, yeah, let's call Walgreens, let's call CVS and make our appointments. No, CVS and Walgreens do not test 2 and under. So we freaked. We started calling all around. Some places wanted to charge $190 to test the baby and to get instant results, and so the hospital wouldn't do it, CVS, Walgreens wouldn't do it. And then like the pop-up testing sites, they can only do testing if you were having surgery or something like that. So we were freaking out. So then we called the Disney Cruise Line hotline, and we literally had to call them so many times, and each time we probably waited about 3 hours on hold. But finally this time we got through. The lady let us know that Disney actually works with Envision Diagnostics, which will test the baby. I believe the price is going to be $70, and so then we're covered. Up next, the Stateroom. So the official name of our stateroom is called the Deluxe Family Ocean View Stateroom with Veranda. And so we're going to be located on deck 7 on the aft deck. And unfortunately, So we don't remember what our original room was, but we were upgraded to this room, and this room is located on the port side. So if you're an avid cruiser, you know that you always want to be on starboard side so you can see Castaway Cay, and I believe you have a much better view of the fireworks from the starboard side, but it's fine. Our first cruise doesn't have to be perfect. We're super happy to just be going, and we got an amazing price. Like, we are over the moon about it. So we're on port side and we're still gonna live it up. So the room is 299 square feet. We have the veranda, which I am super excited about, but a little nervous at the same time. And for each room, each adult is allowed to bring either 2 bottles of wine or 2 6-packs of beers. So we'll probably be bringing one of each. We don't know, like, this is our first time cruising, so we're just excited that we can bring our own alcohol because the alcohol packages are expensive, along with the Wi-Fi packages. Up next, our preliminary itinerary. So why I call it our preliminary itinerary is because right at this moment, Disney hasn't released the schedule of the ship. So if things go according to plan, and a lot of things have to fall into place, such as what are the nursery hours for the ship. So we got super lucky. Maybe a week or 2 after we booked our cruise, they announced that the nursery was going to reopen with limited hours. Now, they couldn't tell us specifically what those hours were gonna be, but we're glad that we'll be able to do some of the adult-only activities and not have to worry about missing out on those things because the baby will be safe in the nursery. And their nursery is so stinking cute. So we are just super excited about that. Embarkation is going to be out of the Port of Miami. Super stoked. The reason why we are leaving out of Port of Miami instead of Port Canaveral is because of the specific dates this cruise was leaving. So this is just how it worked out. So Port Miami it is, and we ain't mad about it. So June 25th will be embarkation day, and we got the earliest boarding group we possibly could get. So 11 a.m. we can board the Disney Dream. So the ship will be leaving at 3:45. And that day we'll have our very first rotational dinner. And later in the video, I'll go over all the restaurants, lounges, and bars. But yeah, we'll have our first rotational dinner. I believe there is a show inside the Golden Mickey, or it's called Golden Mickey, something like that. And then at night, we'll have our sail away party, which will be super fun. We're gonna see all the fireworks and all the music, and all the characters are gonna come out. It's gonna be a good time. So embarkation also is a very important time because we really want to try to get a diaper genie, and we really want to try to get a bottle warmer for the baby. So as soon as we get on this ship, we have to streamline it to the customer service and try to lock in those 2 items. But also it is very, very important on the very first day to do all of your merch shopping. As the days go on, more and more merch is going to be sold, and then you might not be able to find your size. You might not be able to find the items that you want. So day 1 is always a shopping day. So day 2 is going to be a day at sea. So hopefully we'll be able to book a babysitter because we do have dinner reservations for Palo. So Palo is an adult-only restaurant, and it's super fancy, and we are super excited to eat there. So day 3 is Cayman Islands, and you can deboard the ship at 8 a.m. So for that day, we have booked the Nautilus underwater tour, and that one is going to be 2 hours, and it's kind of like in a submarine, kind of like Finding Nemo ride in Disneyland, but obviously in a real ocean. And we definitely want to have the baby be in the nursery that day when we take that cruise. 1, we're in a submarine, it's 2 hours. I'm already claustrophobic, so I just don't want the baby to freak out, and then there's nowhere for us to go. So hopefully the nursery will be open. And what's awesome about this Nautilus Undersea Tour is that it's a Disney hosted tour, so no matter what, the ship is not going to leave you. So if your tour runs over a few minutes or in half an hour, the ship will wait for you and you won't be stranded on the Cayman Islands. So day 4 is going to be a day at sea, and this is going to be a super fun night because it is pirate night. So at first when we booked the cruise, the guy we were talking to over the phone said that this particular cruise, for whatever reason, was not gonna have a pirate night. And he didn't even tell us if anything was gonna be in its place. But of course, we called back, was on hold for 3 hours, and the lady told us there will be pirate night on this cruise. So we got the cutest little pirate outfit for the baby. We're so stoked. It's gonna be awesome. So after the show, because they do like a whole fireworks display, all the characters come out and they dance. Everyone's dressed up like a pirate. You go to the main dining hall or the buffet, and then you have a pirate dinner. So turkey legs, all the fixings. It's gonna be awesome. Day 5 is going to be Castaway Cay. Woo, I'm super excited. So Castaway Cay is basically Disney's private island. So a couple things that we plan on doing is maybe renting bikes, depending on how early we get there. Of course, we're gonna go to the beach, lay out, take the baby out into the water. The water is just crystal clear blue. It's gonna be so beautiful. I'm so excited to just lay out, have a drink, and just chill. And we also are bringing our own snorkel gear. So we're bringing fins, we're bringing goggles, so we can go snorkeling, because they have amazing snorkeling on Castaway Cay as well. There's like little things you can see underwater, like Mickey statues. Like, it's gonna be so fun. Like, I can't wait. And day 6 is debarkation tier. So on that day, the crew will already have your bags because you leave them out the night before, and then you have your final breakfast and you're off the ship, I want to say by 11 o'clock in the morning. So obviously debarkation will be a sad day, but seriously, I'm pretty sure we're gonna love it, and then we'll just be on the hunt for booking our next Disney cruise. Maybe on the same ship, maybe on a different ship. So now I'm gonna go over all of the restaurants, lounges, and bars that are available on the Disney Dream. First, let's go over all of the rotational dining options. So as far as dining goes, there's 3 rotational restaurants, and then there's 2 adult-only restaurants. So the 3 rotational dinners are Animator's Palette, Enchanted Garden, and the Royal Palace. But the 2 adult-only restaurants are called Palo and Remy's. So these dinners are available for an upcharge, so you do have to pay an additional fee to eat here, and these reservations sell out so freaking quick. We were only able to snag a reservation for Palo, so we'll definitely be back for another cruise so we can try out Remy's. So the other bars and lounges that are located on the ship are as follows: Pub 678, which is a contemporary sports bar; Bon Voyage, which is a lounge; Cove Cafe, which is another adult-only spot; Currents Bar, which offers scenic views; District, which is a lounge; Evolution, which is a dance club; Meridian, another adult-only option; Pink, which is probably one of the most famous bars on the Disney Dream. So basically, it's meant to feel like you're on the inside of a champagne bottle. Skyline is gonna give you a New York vibe. Vista Cafe is a cafe and a bar. Waves is gonna be your breezy spot that gives you pool views. And Cabanas, which is the main buffet. And that is it. Whew, that was a lot of information. Hopefully I covered everything, but if I missed anything, I'm pretty sure I'll cover it in one of the vlogs on the Disney cruise itself. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell because you do not want to miss the vlogs, and save this video because if you plan on cruising with Disney anytime soon, I'm pretty sure there's some valuable information in here that you're going to want to refer back to. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram to keep up with me on the daily, and we'll see you real soon.